Today I'm joined by Kieran Conroy from Nestlé. We're delighted to have Nestlé as a sponsor for our upcoming National Diversity and Inclusion Awards, and the category they are sponsoring is Advancing Gender Equality. Today we're going to have a little chat with Kieran just about their own diversity and inclusion journey at Nestlé. So welcome, Kieran.
Thank you, Caroline. Great to be here.
Thank you. So basically, in Nestlé's view, we'll start with this. What does advancing gender equality mean to you?
Well, first to say, a big thank you to you and the team for inviting us, to I guess, give our thoughts on advancing gender equality. It's a real privilege to be here. But also, it's gender equality is just one element, to creating a diverse and inclusive environment. That's really important for us at Nestlé, and it's a journey that we've been on for a long time now. Really, which is fundamental in how it's embedded in respect in its first instance, but also for us to be seen as a company that kind of encourages that individual uniqueness. That's really, really important, because we want people to bring their truest self to work. We want people, to be able to be successful, to achieve their full potential in our organization, regardless of their gender, their race, sexual orientation, or disability. But actually, more specifically on gender equality, it's a really great fit for us at Nestlé. In the Irish business and right across the globe, we've been really focused on achieving gender equality, and it's a continuous journey. So building over time and improving all the time, reviewing and improving, because we know that advancing gender equality, it does result in better decision making. It results in greater innovation, generation of diversity of ideas, and overall performance of teams within an organization, which results really, I guess, in better work satisfaction for individuals and teams. But also there's the piece on advancing gender equality is also about the structures you put in place and the policies that support that journey. And that's something that we're continuously reviewing as well. So it's about, the culture in our organization, but also the structures and policies we put in place to support that. And recognizing that you always have room to improve, and it is a journey, but it's one that we're very proud to go on and proud of what we've achieved so far.
Thank you so much, Kieran. And can you maybe tell us a little bit about the policies or initiatives that you have within Nestlé that do advance gender equality?
Yeah, I mean, we have, we've a lot of policies and initiatives in place. But I guess in the first instance, it really is about the people and the culture. And one of the things that I'm really proud of is that when we started on our journey, a volunteering committee was formed to really promote and drive our business towards being a more diverse and inclusive organization. So it's really employee-led, colleague-led, with a mix of leadership team and colleagues throughout the organization. And that's really, really important because, they also take responsibility for consistency of diversity and inclusion at the heart of everything we do, and gender equality within that. The implementation of policy, the setting up of two-way conversations with our business to talk about how we're advancing areas like gender equality. So that's the first piece to say, something that's broader for me than an initiative. It's actually right embedded in the culture, and people are taking responsibility for it. We also then look at our training. So training is really, really important for us. One of the areas that we focus on is unconscious bias. It's something within all of us, and it's something that we need to be mindful of. And it's something that we try to make sure that everybody in the organization goes through the training behind unconscious bias. And then obviously, we look at from a leadership level. Inclusive leadership is the next stage of our journey, Nestlé across the UK and Ireland. And we've a lot of training programs in that space as well around psychological safety and being a more inclusive business. So lots of work in that space on training. And then of course on policies in many, many areas, particularly around parenting from a gender perspective, so that it's very, very gender neutral. Parenting is not confined to either sex. It's the responsibility, of all parents, and we recognize that as Nestlé. And also, that it's not just about any single kind of family unit structure. It's also about thinking about how family units have evolved. So you've got primary and secondary caregivers to think about as well from a policy making perspective. And then, of course, as a business and an organization, we like measurement. And we're very, very conscious that we put strong measurements in place so that we have things that we are ambitious towards. And what do we want to achieve in the space of advancing gender equality as one part of diversity and inclusion, but also holding ourselves to account that, we've achieved these things that we said we would achieve, but we've more things that we need to do. So that's really, really important. So there's some of the things that we look at from a policy and initiatives perspective. But key for me is making sure that it is employee led and supported then by the business in how we shape ourselves culturally.
Absolutely, and it's great that you have those measurements in place.
Yeah, and they're evolving all the time, believe you me.
Brilliant. So finally, Kieran, if you maybe just talk to us a little bit about the impact. We always look at impact. What impact is the work you've done around advancing gender equality within Nestlé having?
It's had a massive impact, and it continues to have a massive impact on us as an organization and us as a team and how we work together. I think it's driven high performance. I mentioned earlier about we know that advancing gender equality is key to better decisions, and hence making better decisions delivers better outcomes for your business. I think from an inclusivity perspective, it's been hugely impactful, because what we're doing is we're encouraging people to not just contribute to the success of our business and their own individual success and progression, but also to challenge the dynamics of the business as it is today, and how do we improve into the future. And again, in the context of gender equality, by having that balance that we should have in our organization, it just delivers better outcomes and therefore has a greater impact. I think what it also does, interestingly, is that we're seeing now, better retention for our teams and colleagues in our business. And that's not just in the Irish market, but globally. Because one of the things we're proud of is that, we do measure ourselves externally as well. And the Bloomberg Equality Index, we've been recognized for the 4th year in a row globally within Nestlé for the advances that we're making in improving how we're measured against the 5 pillars of gender equality, and as Bloomberg mentioned or measure that. So that's really important for us, that recognition of the work that we're doing is happening externally, because then we're attracting talent into our business and we're attracting greater diversity into our business. We're being recognized externally for being a business that wants to create more diverse and inclusive teams. And therefore we're attracting much better talent and stronger colleagues into our business as well. So retaining people in our business and attracting people to our business. So that's been a fantastic impact for us, but also recognizing, as I've mentioned earlier, that the journey continues. So you've got to be open to understand that we can always improve. And in the space of advancing gender equality, we hold ourselves to account as to the improvements that we need to make into the future to become the business that we want to be from a diversity and inclusion perspective. And of course, the work that we've done with the Irish Centre for Diversity is at the heart of a lot of the progress that we've made. And we started our journey together in 2017. It's amazing how those 5-6 years have passed by. And 2020, obviously, we achieved gold accreditation. And really for us, it wasn't about that was the end point. It was striving for a point in time to get to where we believe we should be as a business. And then how do we continue to build and improve on that? So we're really, this is a great partnership for us and something that we value, because it's obviously you're an external organization who's helping us to improve as well. So this is a great fit for us at Nestlé. And I think overall, the impacts that advancing gender equality and being a more diverse and inclusive business are very, very significant for us. And we're quite proud of the progress that we're making.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kieran. And I guess that's why it's advancing gender equality, because it's never over. It's not we're promoting it and we're done. It's work that we're all going to continue to work on, which is fantastic. And thank you so much for your support for the awards and the partnership that we have with you, and for talking to us today.